Hi everybody, thank you for being here. My name is Danielle Pioli. I'm an illustrator and hypnotherapist. And in this video, I'm going to revisit the sketchbook after a long time doing pretty much only digital art, digital drawing and sketches. I used to draw a lot on sketchbooks, and I used to do a lot of studies that I liked. I'm gonna show you a little bit of my sketchbook. This, for example, is, I don't really know what she represents, but I saw this woman on a meditation and I needed to draw her, and so I painted her with gouache paint. And I always liked to draw like witches and things like that, symbolism and the occult. And after a while, actually after a long time, pretty much focused on doing digital, I had like a serious burnout and I couldn't create anymore. Actually, I wasn't even sure if I wanted to create again, like ever again. If you follow me, you know that I was struggling a little with that burnout and kind of an identity crisis that happens. And this is a little bit of my old sketchbooks that I used to do little studies and use some paint and have some fun. And so I had this burnout because I have the tendency to pressure myself into perfection. Even though sketchbook is a place for making mistakes, it's a place to not be perfect. I love this ukulele that I drew. I really want to paint that, those little flowers and a blackbird on my own ukulele, maybe one day. And so it's really the place to make mistakes, because that's the place to learn. And you shouldn't be afraid of doing something that is ugly or that doesn't work out. It's supposed to be freeing to draw on sketchbook. And to me, it was pressure because I had to do it perfectly. You know what I mean? I used to use sketchbooks quite a bit, and it's been a long time since I don't. And after the burnout, I was thinking, hey, I need to find the joy in drawing again. What was it that I liked? What was it that made me fall in love with drawing and painting and illustration and creating characters? Why did I love it so much? And since a sketchbook is a place that it should be pressure free, and so I decided to go back to sketchbooks and not letting the pressure, the self-imposed pressure. I know it's something that comes from inside of me, and I'm working on it. And as I'm working on it and going back to sketchbooks, which are traditional mediums, I found that it takes a lot of self-control, but I'm finding that joy again, and I am having a good time. And I wasn't sure if that was even possible for me again. That's how intense my burnout was. And if you follow me and have watched previous videos, you probably know what I've been dealing with and going through. And so this is my, let's say it's my attempt to come back, and I'm trying to be as healthy as possible mentally. And now I'm gonna show you a little bit of the process of what I have created. And some parts of it are going to be like very fast, like a time-lapse thing, because otherwise this was going to be too long. But you can totally see the process and see kind of the step-by-step. So sketchbooks are like, they should be an artist's best friend. And when the sketchbook is an artist's best friend, you kind of like feel more free. When you're in the mindset that sketchbooks are supposed to be where you make mistakes, sketchbooks are supposed to be a place for learning, a place where making mistakes is actually encouraged, because that's how you learn. There's no escape from that, from making mistakes and having, terrible drawings coming out of you. There's no shortcuts. You have to do it and practice and let them out. And when I focused way too much on like every single drawing that I made was supposed to be like a piece of art that I'm going to sell, that is going to my portfolio, then that became a problem. Because how can you live with that pressure? How can you work? How can you be creative? How can you be inspired with that kind of pressure? And that's not because I was doing digital, but I think it has a big role in it, because I've always loved traditional mediums, because they allow me to slow down. Actually, they forced me to slow down, because I couldn't just do things mindlessly and undo them. I couldn't undo them. So I had to slow down and really think through and, pay attention in what I was doing and making sure I was mixing the right paints together or using the right brush or the right size of brush that I wouldn't mess up. That could be a pressure too, but it allows me to slow down. Digital drawing is very convenient and I really love it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say one is better than the other, because it's not. They offer you different possibilities. They offer you, different experiences. So I encourage every artist to do both. And I think, to me, when I wasn't balancing them both and had in my mind that I had to produce to, always have finished beautiful illustrations, then that became unhealthy and became a problem and led me to a burnout. And I don't want you to go through that as I'm going through that. So digital art can be very convenient, but never really let go of traditional materials. And the not having an undo button, because that allows you to really think before you do anything. And that helps us slow down and really be there in the moment in what you're doing in your creation, and be in the present. That's, I think that everything that is joyful to us, that thing brings us to the present. That thing helps us focus on the now. I think that's what really, feeds our soul. And to me, that's what makes us feel so good when we do things that we love. We're not concerned, we're not worried about the future or thinking about the past. We're just there in the moment doing something we love. Kind of a meditation. You're focused on the present moment, and that is so refreshing. That is healing and refreshing. So that's what traditional mediums do for me. In my experience, that what they do, even though the pressure of not making mistakes is big, I can deal with that. I can control that. But the pressure of having to do everything perfect, the pressure of having to, everything that you produce, everything that you create should be a masterpiece, should be, in your portfolio, should be in your shop. That pressure isn't good. That is the kind of pressure that leads to a burnout. And that's what happened to me. So the pressure of a traditional medium allows me to slow down and really be in the moment. In fact, that's funny because the slow down topic, it's not just for my art. It has been in every aspect of my life right now. Slowing down is something that has been on my mind. A slow living, have a slower life. And that's really the opposite of what I was doing. I wasn't slowing down at all. I was actually hitting the gas hard. And so it's funny that it's like a current topic in my life in this moment. And probably this is the reason why I've been like, okay, I can go back to drawing, but only if it's, slow and mindful and no pressure. And that's my terms. That's how I'm gonna do it. Or I'm gonna have another burnout and maybe never come back. Who knows? So I'm prioritizing my mental health. I'm prioritizing the slow quality of life. We don't need to rush through life. I mean, do you know what's in the end? We all know what's in the end, so why rushing? But yeah, slowing down, big topic. Okay, I've been talking too much. I don't want this video to be too long, so thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you are still using your sketchbooks, if you have moved to digital only and how that affects you and things like that. Just let me know your experience. I'd love to know. I'd love to read your comments and see other perspectives about it. Thank you so much again. If you like this video, please give it a like. Please share with your friends, or just share on your social media and stuff, and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to grow this channel and not depend so much on Instagram, because, well, that's a topic for another video, because it's gonna be way too long if I start talking about that. But yeah, I'm trying to grow this channel and not depend so much on Instagram. So I would love if you would subscribe and share with your friends and stuff like that. Thank you so much again, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Beijo.